Hey there, it's your pal Filthy with you for a special episode of Sons of the Forest for your holiday Monday. As I've talked about throughout this series, I do a lot of building in this game. I enjoy the building, it's probably my favorite part. And in the season premiere of Season 2, I talked about the fact that I wanted to build in a spot that had reduced the ability from the cannibals to get at me, so that meant building on the water. So that is what I've done. I'm going to be careful not to spin all the way around until I'm ready. So, yeah, basically what I did was I went and found a spot that was deep enough in the water that the cannibals couldn't get to me, but wasn't so deep that I couldn't build, and that sparked a whole multi-hour build. It probably took me about consecutive days, probably about a week and a half, but that was spread out over months because I only play this game when I get the chance to. And with that said, here is what I came up with. There you go. So you can see right out of the gate that we've got walls from water to water. Again, like this play file doesn't have cannibals on, so I don't have to worry about I was pretending as if there was, so I put the wall as far enough out that they won't just walk around it, because it extends into the water. And I also, this is something I, like, early on I learned how to build, but I thought it ended up working out really good how close to the actual wall it is. Like, it's hard to tell the separation between this structure and the actual wall. So now we go in, if I can get the door open. Come on. There it is. There you go. And I don't know, like, whoever's watching, I don't know how much experience you have with going to, like, very public, very populated beaches, but a lot of them have these boardwalks that head to the water. You know, you'll have shops and the like in camping areas and stuff off of the boardwalk. So that's kind of what I thought about here is I was like, ugh, I don't really want to be walking on the sand nonstop. So this is what I came up with. If you're wondering, the way I built this was the same way you build floors, or so just in this case I believe it was two logs wide and then however many that direction, and then just filled in the floors. And for the wall parts of it, I did 2 rocks high, and then I would go 3 rocks up. Here, I'll grab it. Like, you can see that it you can either place one on the wall, or you see the like up arrow here. So 2 high, 3 up, 2 high, 3 up, and so on and so forth all the way across. We've got some torches matching on either side, as you can see here. We'll show that off. I'm actually going to do just a walkthrough with no talking or anything at night to show off how nice it looks. So we'll start out by heading to the right here. You'll notice that I tried to create a sense of symmetry in everything I did, that like everything lines up with the stairs in some capacity, and I did that intentionally because I thought A, it looks nice, and B, I just, you know, it made it easier to build if I was kind of keeping everything on line with each other. So this thing here I was kind of proud of. You'll see inside that I did something similar, but with very different items inside. So I just thought this was kind of cool to have, you know, these guys kind of standing guard, being all ominous and stuff. And then speaking of standing guard, my thought process with this area was I was acting as if there was multiple people here within the compound, and I wanted a little guard tower of sorts that from here you should be able to, here, let me just demonstrate by taking out the rifle. He's going to inspect it. Well, he's inspecting it. My thought process was from here I should be able to defend from coast to all, like, pretty far that direction too. I can get an idea of like who all is coming, and if they're coming down from that way I can see them, if they're coming from that way I can see them, and so forth. But again, there's no cannibals on, but I built it as if there was for exactly that reason. And then we've got ourselves a little guard house with some nice seating on either side. You've got a bench and some chairs. Inside, just very basic, 2 beds and a fire, because, you know, they're guards, they don't really have feelings. I'm just kidding, they have feelings. And then underneath is where I've piled the firewood, just because, again, you can't stack it on floors, so that's that. I will point out the roof for this is pretty janky. Al, my brother, if you're watching this, I'm sorry that my roof looks that stupid. And now we will move across the boardwalk to the other side, which is an area that has a much more relaxed vibe to it. I wanted to build like a communal fire pit. People can come hang out and do their own thing and really enjoy the space. You know, it's nice that we're set up on the beach. So yeah, that was the thought process here. We'll light that later. And yeah, you pop a squat, enjoy the fire, chat with Johnny about his awful ex-wife and so on and so forth. And then this building I am particularly proud of. As I've said several times now, you can't stack firewood on wood. Like I'll demonstrate. You can't do that, which is, I don't know why that's a thing. I feel like they need to fix that, but regardless. I was very proud of this, that I was able to get this literally jutting up against the wall. Like, it feels like it's literally a part of the wall, which is, I was really happy about that. Like, there's no gap there, and a nice stone structure, and I was able to put all of this firewood in, and it keeps it dry, it keeps it away from issues, and, you know, the fire's right there. Granted, getting firewood into the base itself is a little bit of a problem, but, you know, it is what it is. So next up, my thought process was, if this was a compound, if this was a commune as opposed to just one person's base, we would need like a common area. We would need an area for shopping and what have you. So that's what I came up with here. We've got 2 guys standing guard. We'll show them off better at nighttime because it really shows off how cool they look. And on the outside here, I just had some stick and rock and stone storage. I wanted the sticks in particular to be covered because, you know, if I'm using sticks for fire, then they need to be dry. So that was kind of the thought process. It's the same reason that the firewood over there is closed off. And like I was saying about symmetry and the way I built everything kind of on a line, this was no different. I intentionally wanted you to be able to, like, basically run in a straight line to get to the major buildings. So now that we've discussed straight lines and symmetry, I built a shop, fresh with shopkeepers and everything, and obviously there's no people aside from the cannibals in Kelvin and Virginia, so I kind of faked it by putting up armor racks and having them standing behind the counter, and like there's bombs and stuff back there, there's batteries and bullets and all this stuff, and I thought like it turned out really cool, but I had a problem trying to duplicate this on this side, in the sense that this half log here, for whatever reason, I can't remove, so there was no way for me to duplicate that without having a half log essentially in their face. So it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So instead, I made something different. We've got storage all over the place, and again, I'm pretending it was a store. You grab what you want and go take it to the counter over there. And then, to make use of the space and not have it be just an empty space or just shelves on a wall, I was pretending as if this was like a cold storage. You've got mushrooms and herbs and like plants and stuff that, you know, if you go to a flower shop in real life, they're kept in a cooler area to help keep them alive. So that was the thought process there. And if I had any meat that wasn't rotten, it would also go in there. But now for the pièce de résistance, the be-all, end-all, the reason that all of this video happened, the reason that all of this structure exists, is this building down at the end here. But I did want to show off this first. I was very proud of this build. To be honest, I don't fully remember how I did it, but I thought it looked really cool to have the wood supporting the stone, and then the way I've done it with the torches is they alternate which side they're on. So right, left, all the way down. And it was pretty time consuming, but it was definitely worth it. You'll see when we show off the place at night why I say it was worth it. And then we come all the way here. I wasn't able to connect these two for some reason when I went to build it. Like, I started with the first floor here, and then I made this platform all the way down, because I thought, you know, I don't think my person would want to be running in water all the time and perpetually getting wet, so I wish that I was able to connect these two, but I thought I did a pretty good job. That, like, there's nowhere on here that you can't seamlessly get from the stairs to the walkway, so there's that. And then we will go straight back, ignoring the two doors on either side. Just a deck back here. I thought about putting some chairs and stuff out here, but, you know, it is what it is. I think it's still somewhat a work in progress. Like, I'm still trying to make new things, but the water goes pretty far out before you have to swim, which is cool. But again, I intentionally built my random log on the roof. Okay. Why is there a log on the roof? Anyway, I intentionally built out here because the cannibals won't walk in water this deep. They don't like it. They stay on the shoreline, basically. So that was kind of the thought process. And then underneath here, we've got a couple fish catchers. So you've got essentially an infinite supply of fish coming in. That's basically it for out there. We will start by going to the right. This is just like a storage area. I know that we had all this stuff also over in the market, in the shop, but my thought process was, well, this is my base. This is where I call home, so I would have my own supply of stuff. So you've got tarps and wires and tape and all that stuff, and then sticks, stones, and rocks, and then all the bones you can handle in this little creepy corner. And yeah, so there's that, and then we're going to go upstairs and check out this room underneath the stairs as well in a moment, but before we do that, let's head over this way. This is probably my second favorite room in the entire building, is the kitchen area. You've got a drying rack with birds attacking your food non-stop, and then you come in here, there's a cooking area, there's a spot to actually sit down and eat, and then a pantry. It's not quite full, but that's primarily because I ran out of items that would make sense for a kitchen. You know, I can put random stuff on the shelves, but it didn't really make sense to, like, put, like, wire and things like that, you know? So here you have it. You've got all the cereal you can handle, all the ramen, energy bars, MREs, turtle, eggs, and I wanted this one to be just a shelf of drinks, but I realized that there's really only 2 drinks, and technically only one, because you can't actually drink the vodka. It's for Molotovs. But yeah, that was the thought process there, and then we scare off the birds again. And I wanted like a walk-in pantry kind of thing. It's very empty now because I haven't gotten around to filling it, but basically I was going to fill this with just like medication and health mix and kind of like health supplies as opposed to like food itself. So that was the thought process there. Now we will head back across the hall to this room here. We will start by going in here. This is the bedroom, and it's very basic. I used to have some chairs here. I think I repurposed the sticks from that for something else. But the idea being, oh yeah, you just hang out by the fire and enjoy, but you're still able to... No, you can't see out the window. That's hilarious. And then I've got the radio here that will turn on and off, and again, thinking as if cannibals would be attacking. If I hear something outside, I fire myself out of bed. Then I go in here, and I've got all the armor you can need. I've got creepy armor, tech armor, hide armor, and leaf armor. All of these things serve different purposes, so like whatever I'm going out to do, like if I was going hunting, I would probably grab the leaf armor and then go hide in some trees to do my hunting and stuff. But again, my thought process was get out of bed, armor up, and out the door. But now we will go upstairs. This was like, I intentionally wanted this to be like a relatively open air area in the sense that like I didn't want to have everything completely closed in. I thought that would be like a disservice to the nice view. So yeah, I just left it open like this, and it's a very good view. I would say you can look up at the mountains, you could look up the river, and so on and so forth. And then we come through here where it's intentionally a little bit more closed off. It's just like a guest area. You've got a fire pit going here, and then some beds and seating and stuff. And then this is, I wanted to leave this till last, because this was a room that I was most proud of. It is my greenhouse. I made an open-air greenhouse. And I can take that. I don't need that. Pitch that out the window. Yeah, so I thought this was a really cool idea. I made like this open-air greenhouse with the windows. And you'll look up here, instead of putting roof pieces on the top, I put tarps. Again, my thought process was, well, yeah, it's a greenhouse. You're gonna want that airflow, but still like protected from getting beaten by the sun and so on. So I've got that. And then the opposite of protecting it from the sun, I cut sun roofs into that half of the roof, because I thought, you know, the sun comes up on that side, so like by noon when it's right above us, all of these plants have gotten a lot of sun for the day, and they should be good to go. And then out here was just an outside garden. Again, I was pretending as if these plants didn't necessarily need protection from the sun and the rain and stuff. And, you know, that's about it. I do want to show off the fact that from everything left of here was such a pain in the butt to build, because I built the roof up to this point, and the rest of my floor was wide open, so there was no way for me to do like a different style of roof without it looking super janky and broken. So instead, I just extended the roof all the way across, and then had to basically jerry-rig a roof here. And it looks a little bit rough, like right here. I think that it doesn't look great, but it is what it is. In any event, now we are gonna, I'm just gonna shut up now. Thank God, thank goodness that's happening. And we're gonna go back out front. We're gonna change it to nighttime, and I'm just gonna do a quiet little time lapse of the way all of this looks at night. So we'll see you in a second here. Okay, so there you have it. There is the base. Happy Labor Day, and until next time, we'll see you around. Thank you so much. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. And for this video in particular, if you want to get in the comment field and mention, you know, things you might change, things you might do differently, that kind of thing, I'm always open to suggestions because I love the building in this game, and I will probably always like the building in this game. But in any event, until I see you next time, that's not good words and stuff. Bye.